Hello, mandolin players. I wanted to, for our last video for the semester, I wanted to go over our essential skills set of skills that you need before you move on to advanced mandolin. Very first thing on the list is to be able to pay attention and follow instruction. And some of y'all are better than others at that. But to learn any kind of instrument and play music, you really do need to keep your focus and pay attention and to follow whatever the teacher is showing you how to do. Next, we have to learn what the parts of the instrument are, and most of y'all know all of this, but I'll go ahead and go over it. There's the body of the instrument. We've got the neck right here. We got the tuning pegs to tune up your strings. Of course, there's your strings. And then we've got the frets. That's the first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, fifth fret has a dot. And the seventh fret has a dot. And the ninth fret has a dot. And the 12th fret has 2 dots. And that's an octave up there. Meaning that if this is a G, then this is also a G. 12th fret. Same thing on the guitar too. So then the next thing we need to know are the strings. And I know you all know this as well, but let's go ahead and, well, we made up different things to memorize them. It's G, D, A, and E. Good dogs always eat. Gorillas drink angry eggs. And you can make up your own. I like the gorilla one. We made that up during class a couple of years ago. All right, now holding the instrument correctly. That does not mean sitting back like this, playing like this. No, you gotta sit up straight in order to play the mandolin. And it's better on your arms, better on your attention span. The other thing too is a lot of mandolin players like to lift up one leg a little bit, and you can even put your foot up on a hard case to lift up that left leg. And it's really so that you can wedge this mandolin in between your 2 legs so you're not holding it and trying to play it at the same time. Now you can see sometimes I'll put the strap over like this, but for the most part, I keep the strap like this because it just feels good, almost like a purse, but a man purse for those males out there. And you don't want to have your mandolin straight across like that. You do want to have a little bit of a tilt at an angle, and it's just better for your hands. And what else you want to do, you kind of want to have good posture here. You don't want to be slouching over. You don't want to be looking at your mandolin like this the whole time you're playing because you'll get a really sore neck. And so make sure you're sitting up. Now, holding the pick correctly. This is a weird looking pick I have, but it's good because it's big so you can see what I'm doing. That's how you hold your pick. And the way you get there like that is you can balance it on this finger so that that pointy end is pointing along with that part of your finger. So that curve of your finger is going to go along with the top curve of this. And then tuck your fingers underneath, and then you should be in good position. You'll see some people anchoring their pinky down like this while they're playing, and that's not a great idea because it's going to limit your playing. So it's better if you can hover over it. After I play, I'll usually have a little bit of marks right around here where it's hitting the bridge. There's the bridge, since we're talking about parts of the mandolin, but this part of my hand kind of brushes along that. So I'm not completely hovering, but but I'm not anchoring with a finger. So that's important. All right. Now, the first thing we learn in the very first class is the D chord. And then we also learn the A chord. Just the simple 2-finger D and A chord. And that's the first thing that we really work on any of my introduction mandolin classes. So you want to do it cleanly so there's no thumpiness. You got to hold those strings down so it's nice and clean. You can pick out the strings individually to see if they're ringing out well. And then the next skill would be to change those fast. So you can go back and forth between chords fast. And the very first semester, I always try to get everybody in the class to be able to do that, along with different songs that we play, like Angelina Baker. And then another important thing is, since you're strumming along to songs for the mandolin, you want to be on the 2 and the 4 beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm pretty picky about rhythm. If you end up going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll see me do this. And that's my little chicken head. And that means get back on the 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you see me doing this, that means get on the 2 and the 4 beats. And the tricky thing is to actually do that 2 and 4 beat and change chords. And you all have all tried to do that, and some of you all are really good at it too. But you'd have to know how to do that really well in order to advance on to mandolin 2. So then once we get through that, then we've got other 2-finger chords that we usually work on. We've got your D, your A, and then I also usually do G and C. And since you're doing that, you might as well do F too. Just the 2-finger versions. And then moving back and forth on those. Now, I guess one of the most important things, or one of the things that we focus on the most, is to actually pick out a melody of tunes. So this past semester we did Hot Corn, Cold Corn, and I believe every single one of you all learned how to play that melody. And then I started teaching you the melody of Boil Them Cabbage Down. And in order to move on to the next level, you'd have to learn how to play at least one melody, but hopefully 3. And one of the things about that is not just the left hand moving around with the different frets and strings, but doing down up with your right hand. So down up when you're picking, instead of just all down. Well, you can't go that fast if you're all down, because you always have to lift up your hand to get back up again. So it's smoother. If you just do all down, it sounds like a typewriter, if you know what that is. And so you want to go down up on all of that, any tune that you're playing, and it'll increase your speed. It'll be smoother playing, and it's more fun. The other two things that are left is learning the 1-4-5 rule, which is chords. So if you're playing in the key of C, the 4 would be the F, and the 5 would be the G. And then, so if you're playing the key of D, the way you figure it out is, if you're playing the key of D, D would be 1. D, E, F, G. G would be 4. And A would be 5. So 1, 4, 5, 1. So let's go back to C. C. If C is 1, C, D, E, F would be 4, and G would be 5. C, F, G, C. And that's important. They're just little cluster chords, and that'll help you get through learning the chords to a bunch of old-time tunes. It's not all the time that you use the 1, 4, 5 in these old tunes, but a lot of them use them, so it's good to know. And last but not least is knowing how to tune your mandolin. And you all have been doing great over the Zoom classes about learning how to tune your mandolin, and I'm very proud of you all. So this is my last video for the semester, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Have fun.